fellow Toastmasters, and particularly Elaine. We use in some of the advanced clubs what we call a round robin evaluation, and we thought we would share that technique with you today. Elaine solicited from us during her conversation about attending the meeting today the desire to have the feedback from what I would call a round robin evaluation, and we were going to do that afterwards, but then we thought, wouldn't it be wonderful to share it with all the members of the club and to give you all a little bit of an experience and a flavor for what the round robin evaluation is all about. What it means basically is that everybody in attendance has an opportunity to comment, should they choose to do so. And we have one rule alone, but I'll impose a second one because of time. The one rule that we impose is that you can't repeat what someone has already said, so that we don't want to hear a lot of, you did a wonderful job at. We want to hear those things that you thought were particularly effective or those areas that might need improvement. And again, limiting ourselves to the time, I would suggest that we keep that selection to your number one point in each of those areas, and then we'll work around, and if time permits, we can go to a second point if someone would like to make a second point after that first pass. So one positive, and if you have an area for improvement, then one area for improvement, but let's not go beyond that. With that, I'd like to start out with someone that's done this on more than one occasion, our senior statesman. And I think he's eating his sandwich so that I won't, he'll be able to share his thoughts with us. Would you, Carl, demonstrate the round robin evaluation?
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. A couple of things, Elaine. On the positive side, I like the way you acted out your stories. Not only did you tell your story, but you acted out those stories, and I thought that that was effective. And in the process, your eye contact was excellent throughout the room. I wish I had the same kind of eye contact ability that you do. The one suggestion for improvement is I really think you need to project your voice more, get more energy in there. Join Toastmasters. I really like Toastmasters because this is what I got out of it, rather. We really ought to join Toastmasters. So work on the projection. I did have a little trouble hearing you at times when you got very soft.
Thank you, Carl. Jim, would you like to follow up with your thoughts?
Yes, Elaine, a very winning type speech. My only comment is right at the beginning, for maybe 30 seconds or a minute, I was having a little trouble following where you were going because you kind of went a couple different directions, but part of it might have been situational because you were here at MPS and you were just trying to greet us, so that's probably not what the speech is going to look like maybe when you give it someplace else. And I also had some comments about some of your words that you use or phrases that you use, and I'll save that for the grammarian's report. So thank you very much.
Wanda, would you like to add a comment or two?
Well, overall, I really loved Elaine's speech because it really is very motivating and touching. So I have to say your preparation was very good. And I have to comment on the beginning. It seems like you were a little nervous and you lost your train of thought. So for me personally, when I do speech, it's always the first 30 seconds. If I goof, it just affects the rest of the speech. So I would just say practice on the intro because you did, lose your train of thought once you mentioned certain things about the Navy a couple of times. But other than that, I love it, and I really love to hear more of your speeches in the future if you do come. Thank you.
Arnie, do you have some comments you'd like to make?
Oh, yeah, I have many more comments that I can share at the time.
Put that timer on.
But I will share most of them offline. What I liked most about it was your use of facial expressions to convey emotions, such as when you were disappointed at the joke not working. My one suggestion would be to actually, particularly given the title, start with that panic. Since the title's from panic to something else, presumably better, start with the panic. Start right off with the panic, grab the audience, because I think we've all been in situations where we've been panicked. So take us to that place where you're at the speech and you lost your train of thought because your joke bombed and the judges are there, and bring us right into that emotion. That then you can rewind and then kind of take us through that. wonderful job. I really enjoyed it.
Kate, would you like to add a comment?
Mine's a positive comment that oftentimes when I've seen the number 10 speech, there are these personal stories about the experience that the speaker has had in Toastmasters, and yours in particular, you were delivering so many really helpful tools and hints to all of us, especially some of the acronyms that I'd never heard before. So I just appreciated the writing very much and look forward to other speeches here at Toastmasters.
Shane, any comments?
Yes, Mr. President. Elaine, it's been an education watching experience to speakers up here, and one thing that I saw from your speech is, really very smooth transitions. I mean, that's one thing I kind of focused on is like, you obviously rehearsed, and there, I mean, I didn't perceive any breaks. I mean, there were very smooth transitions from point to point throughout your speech. So, congratulations on that.
Monique, would you like to comment?
It was a lovely speech. I particularly identify with the panic part. And I look forward to being in the power position, so that's very exciting. The one thing I felt a little unbalanced on was the detail in the beginning of the speech versus the end of the speech. So I felt very detailed in the beginning and not as much in the end. To smooth that out would make it, I think, a little more balanced. Thank you.
David, any thoughts?
Yes, Elaine, that was a great speech. One thing that I really liked about it is the topic, the storyline of it. We have experienced that, and it was very interesting to listen how you have managed start from panic all the way to power, and I really like the story.
Elaine, thank you for your speech. I was inspired by it, being a somewhat new Toastmaster myself, and I could see where I can be in the future. I appreciate that very much. I loved your opportunity to talk about giving up. And I think lots of times people do that, and they do it in their jobs all the time when they're failing, or they feel that they failed, or they haven't done well. And I think it's a very powerful message, and I really appreciate you having it in there. And the other thing I was going to say, Carl already said, so great job.
Garrett, do you have a comment?
I think it's all been covered.
Great, thank you. And Christine?
It was a great speech, as a matter of fact, and I love it. In addition to what Jim said earlier, I'm more of a panic person, but I like to be in control, power all the time with me. And I was like getting ready to get up when you were like positioning yourself right here. I'm like, okay, is she gonna go? Is she gonna be done? But that's one thing, but love your speech.
And I'll finish up with a point or two. As a strength, it was the first thing I wrote down was the sincerity. You come across very sincere. I'm absolutely confident that everything you told me, I bought hook, line, and sinker. I don't know if you made up any of it, but it was not obvious if you did. It was perfectly sincere and very well done in that respect. The one area as a suggestion for improvement is the positioning on the stage. When you walked into the room, you started out here and then you kind of were over here when you were talking about being in the gymnasium, and then you walked back over here, and then you kind of bounced between the two. And there was a time when the gymnasium was, you were standing in the gymnasium when you were giving your delivery speech. I don't know if that's clear what I'm trying to say there, but if you were to start out at the beginning at the lectern, then walk into the gymnasium, then I know that the gymnasium is always here. And then when you return to the story of the gymnasium, you stay in the gymnasium. When you return to your lecture, you return to the lectern. Just some thoughts on how you can be effective with the body positioning or the stage presence as well. I've completed my evaluation. I hope everybody enjoyed a little different round-robin evaluation, and you had a little chance to experience some additional things. And hopefully we've assisted Elaine with some good constructive feedback, and I look forward to hearing more of your sincere speeches.
Thank you.
Christine.